under increasing pressure from major corporations that do business in Georgia. Governor Nathan Deal announced Monday he will veto a bill that critics say would have curtailed the rights of Georgia's LGBT community. House Bill 757 would have given faith-based organizations in Georgia the option to deny services and jobs to gay, lesbian, bisexual and transgender people. Supporters said the measure was meant to protect religious freedom, while opponents have described it as anti-LGBT and appalling. Speaking to reporters Monday morning, Deal, a Republican, said he didn't think the bill was necessary. "I do not think we have to discriminate against anyone to protect the faith-based community in Georgia, of which I and my family have been a part of for all of our lives," he said. He said he was not reacting to pressure from the faith-based community or responding to the business community, which warned Georgia could lose jobs if he signed the bill. His decision, he said, was about the character of our state and the character of our people. Georgia is a welcoming state. It is full of loving, kind and generous people. I intend to do my part to keep it that way. For that reason I will veto House Bill 757. The move comes as controversy swirls over a swiftly passed law in North Carolina that members of the LGBT community view as anti-gay. A lawsuit was filed Monday against the state's governor, among others, calling for a judge to rule the law unconstitutional. A number of businesses that have interests in North Carolina also have denounced the law. A Georgia legislator who supported HB 757, State Senator Mike Crane, called for a special session to override Deal's veto, saying it's an example of how corporations and lobbyists buy influence with the political class. A 3/5 majority in the House and Senate is needed to call a special session, the Atlanta Journal-Constitution reported. An override requires a 2/3 majority in both chambers. The bill fell short of that threshold by 1 vote in the Senate and 16 in the House, the newspaper reported. Both chambers of the Republican-dominated Georgia legislature passed the bill a few weeks ago. Other versions of the legislation had failed to pass in previous years. Text of Governor Nathan Deal's statement. House Speaker Dennis Ralston, a Republican, called the bill a good faith compromise that included clear anti-discriminatory language. It is regrettable that the merits of this measure have been ignored in the days since its passage by critics who had not taken the time to read the bill or understand the legal issues involved, he said. Timothy Head, executive director of the Faith and Freedom Coalition, issued a statement defending the bill, saying it simply protects pastors, churches, and faith-based organizations from being forced to violate their religious beliefs. "We are confident we will ultimately prevail in protecting the free speech and religious expression of all Georgians." The measure drew a large outcry from major players in the business, tech and entertainment industries. Salesforce CEO Mark Benioff said the company can't have a program in Georgia if the bill were to become law. Disney said it would stop filming in the state, and Unilever said it would reconsider investment if the legislation were signed. Coca-Cola spoke out against the bill, as did Home Depot and several other Fortune 500 companies based in Atlanta. The NFL said the bill could cost Atlanta the opportunity to host the Super Bowl. Time Warner, the parent company of CNN, also opposed the legislation. More than a dozen states have approved similar laws in the past year. The proposed Georgia law would have ensured that pastors could not be forced to perform same-sex marriages. It also would have allowed faith-based organizations to fire, to refuse to hire, or to refuse services to someone if doing so violates